We set out the Hub71 mission to develop a tech ecosystem that would support any startup to grow and scale out of Abu Dhabi back in 2019. Today, as you mentioned, we grew the community to more than 370 startups with ample funding and revenue generated by these startups. Thankfully, a lot of progress. So the real, I'd say, return on investment for Abu Dhabi would be obviously through these funds and this revenue being circulated into the ecosystem. But beyond that is creating a launchpad for any tech startup to grow and scale out of Abu Dhabi, which I would say, obviously, Abu Dhabi always was a great place to do business, but really catered now to the SME and startup ecosystem. But beyond that is, for me, the societal element that plays as important a role is the ability for us to pave a path for families, founders from different parts of the world to set up in Abu Dhabi, to have every means it is to access the opportunity here. I'd say the community building and the access that Hub71 offers is the real return that we have on the Abu Dhabi economy.
And one thing about Hub71, and you and I have spoken about this before, is that ecosystem, that community building. And ultimately, that's what separates it from your average, everyday startup ecosystem or accelerator. One of the other interesting things, though, is the access to capital. And of course, what we're seeing now is a lot of international investors, of course, looking to this region to tap into the big public and private pools of capital that they have available to them. Just walk me through what that opportunity is and what type of interest that you're seeing now.
Sure, of course. Hub71 is lucky to be beneficiaries of an Abu Dhabi value proposition that is now attracting different investors, opportunities from all over the world. Abu Dhabi in itself has more than $2 trillion of assets under management across the sovereigns, family offices, and what so forth. So there's no shortage of capital that exists here. What's more apparent today than perhaps any other time is that the opportunity now exists. There are opportunities for founders, for different businesses to access that capital. Our role at Hub71 is to make sure that these entities have the readiness, especially on the startup side, are ready to engage with the investor to showcase how it is that they can feed into their investment theses, to feed into the innovation of corporates, for example. And ultimately, that is what I would say is allowed us to achieve the numbers we have over the past 6 years.
Talk to me about the selection process as well, and digging into the report here, because you onboarded 46 startups out of 3,100 applications. So how do you choose the startups that get what appears to be an increasingly exclusive seat here in Abu Dhabi?
Yeah, thank you for that question. We actually pay a lot of attention to how we select startups. So we have 4 selection rounds when we get in to get into Hub71. First, it's an online application process, followed by the team getting to meet through what we call round 2. The Hub71 team meets the shortlisted applicants. And then at round 3, we get our partners, corporates, investors, even our seasoned founders to meet the companies and ultimately shortlist the companies that will, get to present to the selection committee. Now, I say this, it's we only, yes, 3,000 applications, and we select around 50 companies, but what excites me actually is that there are 2,950 opportunities now for Abu Dhabi that we have seen, which gets me to the future. As we think about Hub71 and at the startup and as a ecosystem out of Abu Dhabi, we definitely now see a lot of interest to come to set up in Abu Dhabi, and we want to make sure we are able to capitalize on these opportunities and pave the path for more companies to set up in Abu Dhabi.
So just to stress this a little bit more than 70% of these startups are coming from abroad. So the critics might say, okay, Abu Dhabi is importing the innovation here. What about the homegrown ecosystem? Are they also getting opportunities?
Well, actually, they're quite, I'd say 40% of the companies that we have on the ground started from the UAE, have grown their businesses, and 60% they've decided to relocate from other parts of the world. So it's not completely even, but fairly close. There are a lot of opportunities that that we ensure we offer to local talent so that they have the means to grow their business. The very existence of an initiative like Hub71 that's a center of innovation in itself offers the motivation for local talent to get into entrepreneurship. Actually, among our team members today at Hub71 were previous ex-entrepreneurs that tried to build businesses previously, and decided, you know what, we know what it takes to, you know, what are the tools, what are the elements you would need to build a business, and they were able to share that experience with us at Hub71, which allowed us to tailor our offering to the entrepreneurship community.
What about competition as well? I know this often gets raised when we're speaking about Abu Dhabi, Dubai, Riyadh, for example. Yeah. What separates Hub71 from a similar startup ecosystem in DIFC or in Riyadh, for example?
Yeah. We work closely with all our peer ecosystems. If anything, especially here in the region, the scale-ups or companies as they grow and scale have to learn how to access all markets. It's very important for their growth. So we have a great relationship across the board. I'd say, however, for Hub71 specifically, what I do believe really sets us apart is, well, I'd say two big things. One is my favorite, is the community that we've built, is getting people with a shared mission, or with a shared struggle, I would say. This builds camaraderie in a way that doesn't exist in other places, and you feel it when you come to Hub71. The second one is capitalizing on an Abu Dhabi value proposition that continues to grow immensely. We're under the leadership of the Department of Economic Development. We are under the custodianship of Mubadala Investment Company, among a lot of other different Abu Dhabi players that have come to partner with us. I like to say within 2 weeks, if you are any player in innovation or the tech ecosystem, you will get to meet anyone or everyone that you would need to meet, but it's on you to make sure that you capitalize on this opportunity.
So rising regional competition is ultimately good because it adds to the pressure, makes everyone perform better, and I think that's something that we often miss in translation here when we compare these cities and these startup ecosystems. Ahmed, before I let you go, I have to also ask you about what the future looks like for Hub71. Obviously a lot of growth, a lot of development over the last couple of years. What's the focus moving forward now over, you know, the next decade? Is it going to be growth? Is it exits? Is it attempting to secure access for these startups? And I think ultimately as well, you know, when you look at the portfolio today and go inside some of these businesses who have gone from seed to scale, what is the end goal? Yeah. What would you like to see achieved over the next decade?
Ecosystem work begets saying it's all of the above. We leave no stone unturned to ensure that our founders have every means to succeed out of Abu Dhabi. We definitely want to see globally enduring tech companies come out of Abu Dhabi, businesses valued at more than $1 billion. We've definitely made strides across in that journey. We're seeing companies with increasingly higher valuations now part of our ecosystem, and we want to continue to groom them and hopefully see them properly placed as globally enduring tech companies out of Abu Dhabi.